Hi everybody, this is Eileen. These are my ATC cards that I have made and that I haven't given away. I thought I'd share them because they are, I don't know if you can see them well when I post them on pictures. So I have a bunch of, let's see here, I have these letter ones that I've made. Here's a C, and I have a shadow on my glue's not even closed. Sorry. Okay, I have this C one. Sorry for the wiggling. It's my circus one. It's on the corrugated cardboard. Let's see if I have any pieces that I have waiting to be like this. I ripped the cardboard off, and that's what I use. I have a few of those I have waiting to become ATC cards. So this is my C, letter C. I thought I would do. This is a paper from one of the scrapbooking things I got on sale. It was a circus one. Really, really cool. This is was one of those dollar store butterflies, and I sprayed it black with my alcohol ink, and I over dried it so it really shriveled up, and then I put black on it with ink. And actually, no, I put black on it with paint to make it look really burnt and old. And this is kind of paper, or this is kind of stuff. Sorry, like this, like you put in plants and stuff when they make flowers, or whatever. It's kind of like that meshy material or something like that. I got them all from a flower shop, and then when I painted it and used my heat tool, it shriveled up like this, and I have a brad in the center. Shriveled up like this and looked really cool, and added black. So that's really cool. I have a couple of silver stars in there. So that's my C. I have J. You guys seen these, but like I said, you may not have seen them really close. I have tissue paper over. I stamped on tissue paper and glued it onto here. I kind of drew around my jar, try to get the space as I could, as much close as I could, and then I kind of fixed up any mistakes here, adding paper, gluing it with clear glue. But that's my J. I know it's not like a typical ATC, but it was just like trying to be really crazy. My M. I think I'm actually going to put a music note on this one or something, because like you see the paper here, the tissue paper, I don't know if you can see it, it has music notes stamped on it, but you can't really see it too well. Oops. This here is like one of those hands from a clock, and it's kind of trying to do that mimicking of the oh, what's that? This is not focusing very well, is it? The those music things that click back and forth to keep track of your. Anyways, and this is one of those stamps. Actually, it's like an postage stamp. They have the paper, that circus paper has a whole bunch of postage stamp things, and this is again that stuff that I use. So that's my M, here's my K, and then I use again tissue paper, stamped it, put it on my cardboard, stamped kind, use my alcohol inks to get the blue, And around the edges I did use my ink pad, blue ink pad, to get that. And that's that, and I dripped wet, really wet acrylic white paint on it to get the splatter on it. And that's that one. I have my N, and I don't know how much you can see in the pictures when you do. I got the stamp of the bird. I used my alcohol inks to color it again. I stamped the word nature obviously there, and I have these little fluffy seeds. See, I don't know if you can see that when I show pictures of them. And I glued these fluffy seeds on it for that. And this is my eggs. These are tickets. And which ones are they? They're like the black ones. White and black tickets. And I sprayed them with alcohol inks, which really dulled the black, which really was cool. And then I put gold paint on here. It's just dollar store paint, the acrylic stuff. This stuff, and I absolutely love this. I use it. I buy the silver and gold, like every time I go almost, I buy a new bottle if they have it. And these are just the Easter eggs. And they came in a bag of pink ones. And I just painted these ones blue-green, so then they look kind of like robin's eggs. So I like that color. And splattered them and whatnot, stamped them up a little bit with. And I added, again, that material that kind of melted, which was awesome. And feathers this time. So that's my E. What else is... These are my more February ones here, obviously. And this is my hearts. I cut these out. This one I wet the heart and dried it with the heat gun. But I wet it, crumpled it up, and then I stitched it on the first paper, the first layer. I'm busy. I have, yep. Used polyfill to do my stencils here, on here. So I got a lot of polyfill actually in the background. Did more hearts and used inks, my ink pad for darkening it up. And these are rub-ons. The white, all the white writing is the rub-ons on this particular one. So, here is another one from around the time, like February. Oops, the date's on this front. Not all of them are dated, but I know when they were made, so I gotta do that. This has got you see the roses in there? That's a stencil I made with roses. That one I actually didn't make with my heating tool. I made that one with an X-Acto knife, cutting it onto the plastic. I'm going to try to find it if my kids didn't use it and not put it back. And here it is. This is it. And it's just on the binder plastic. It's very dirty, but that's my other one. So that's what I did with the background on this card. It's all the roses in the background. And then I did a black and then silver and gold on it. Again, I wet my heart. I stuffed it with strips of paper, like these little strips here. And there's another little punch of heart. And stitched it together like as if the stuffing was coming out. And there's some buttons. Tried to make it look kind of punky or whatever. Another heart. Same idea. I was really going for, because I was just fooling around, February hearts and all that stuff. This is here is I stamped with my stamps on vellum, and I had like little screws and little bicycles, or actually I don't think those were bicycles, it was just little screws and stuff like that, and try to make it look like steampunk. And then later on I decided to make a stencil the same ways to make it look real cool. And the background here is got a little bit of that stencil I showed you, not the rose one, but the other. But the other one here with the polyfill, I use this a lot. I like that look. And I only did like the corner because this one I had 4. This one I cut into 4. I had 4 perfectly measured. I have the video of that one making the background. I layered a bunch of papers and I did a little bit of stenciling with the poly, and there's a few punched out hearts in here. And I did stamping here. This is actually embossing, stamped with embossing, and then black embossing powder on it. You can see the paper right through here. So it's quite a lot of stuff in there. You can even see the writing of book paper here. So that one's layered with a bunch of different papers, and like I said, and this is from the same, because I made 4, because I made like a big sheet of paper and I did the papers and the stenciling with the polyfill, and I decided to make it kind of like a little series of hearts things because it was the 4 I made together. I tend to do that. This is a what is it? Can't remember what it was. A Thunderbird or something like that. And it's the hearts there. I want to try to keep the hearts on there. I made it look like a kite, and I have a string. And you can see a little bit of paper there, and I splattered some paint on that one. And that is for those hearts. And this one here, this was a piece of paper that I did a card. It was, they're all mostly papers, scrap papers that I have. I covered the whole thing with that stencil and polyfill. And I know it was a stamp of a truck that I did, and I put puffy paint on the wheels. It's kind of kiddish, but I was just playing to see what I could do with it. And this is watercolor paint and silver. The silver is just the acrylic, but the watercolor paint blue in the background. And there's one of those little things from that circus. Those postage stamp looking things. And I also stamped it with ink stamps, like rubber stamps or whatever. So that was that one. So I made this one out of that circus paper, and I sewed the buttons on. I cut out the hole punched the flowers, and then I sewed the buttons onto the flowers and the paper, and then I put the back to cover all that stuff up. It says weird, inspiring. And then I got that paper from that circus stuff. I have like all the little clowns and stuff in there. So then I made two paper buttons, and then I sewed them on. And I was just kind of playing with it. And there's another one here that was just fooling around. This is the stamped paper over top of it, this bird, and I watercolored it, used the water paints to color the bird and the tree. This is layered paper. Here I hole punched that layered paper, and then I had this like the flower hole punch, or the punch, not hole, but And then I had crumpled wet paper in the background. So between this, sandwiched between this layered paper and this black paper is crumpled up wet paper, which I glued down. I crumpled it up, as you can see, glued down, and really pressed on here to flatten it out as much as I possibly can. It's quite bumpy. This one's so hard. Actually, I was bending it back and I cracked it right here. You can see. But I glued it again. Like just today I cracked it. This is like a lot of layer paper and gold, and I even do have stencils in there of a thin layer of poly. Thinner layer of poly on that paper. So that's that one. A couple of stickers I had. This is a stencil I bought. Oops, can't see. Stencil I bought at PM Hobby Shop. Bought this one and a scorpion one. These are stickers I had. So they look like clock parts keys, a little tap. And I thought, well, try and make it. It's a little dark, but I like it. No, nothing wrong with that. Here's another one. I used one of the tags that I've been decorating, and I put the sticker on the tag. And this is like a little brad, little kind of like a clock hand or something like that. And then stickers. This is the spring sticker, and then the clock, and then there's an eye, key. There's a kind of a squarish bolt in the background, and a clock part there, and again another skull. And then now I'm getting to the ones I started doing. I gave away quite a few, and I did swaps, and I think I had those on my Facebook. This is one I just made yesterday, I think. It's the little things that make life big. It's a stamp. I embossed it with silver. I stamped the little ladybugs in there and then embossed in red. This paper here, I had two of them. It was like 2 cards length, and I started to spray the backgrounds, all alcohol inks that I made. The blue, pink, and everything. That's all the alcohol inks. And I was missing a little something, so I put the strips of paper here. And I thought it was really cool because it was like these little ladybugs, and you know, they're free to go. It's just, you know, you catch them to look at them and you let them go, and it's just, oops, if you can see that, I'm trying. I also have the Mod Podge is what I've been using lately. And the other ones I was using just a mixture of water and glue, homemade kind of Mod Podge. I made like this one as well, and this is Dreams Come in Small, size too small so we can grow into them. These are all stamps. These, oh, did you see, I don't know if you've seen in this one, I have the dandelions as well, and I have it in here. I use that quite a bit. I have a lot of stamps, and this is all the same because it's the same paper, just cut. I did the coloring of the ink before I snipped it. So yeah, I just stamped it all over. Oops, I just stamped it all over, and I put gold throughout. So here's another one. And then same paper. Actually, I think this was the one when I was doing the sprays of the inks of the flower. The very first thing I sprayed on this paper was this stencil with the inks, and I was testing it out, and I believe I did that one on YouTube, so you guys, that's the paper I made out of this. Some of it I used in an art journal, but some of it I cut up into ATC size cards. I have a few gumballs in there, and this is all embossed silver and red, and I added the paper and whatnot. So yeah, that's that one. Like I said, I know you've seen them on my Facebook, but to see them kind of in person, or you know, not in person, but to see them like when I'm moving them around, you can see where things are a little bit. This is Your Friendship is a Song of Spring. I had 2 stamps of birds. They are both I think I stamped them on tissue paper as well. And here's another piece of paper, and another piece of paper with gold on. And this is another piece of paper that I've been just slowly using it all up. Here's the papers I've been ripping and tearing out to stamp my words on and stamp my little things. And that's what it is. And I used the Stampin' Up! Soft suede to go around here, and then gold. And this is just the background's all alcohol ink, and on top of this is some water paints, watercolors, and alcohol inks to mix it up because I was just not getting the right color. I wanted it to be the purpley kind of that peacocky, purpley blue, greeny color. And I finally got it. So, and this is kind of where the light is coming from. So, finally got it the way I wanted to. This one, I did one vellum, can't say that right, butterfly, and I embossed it. I did this butterfly, I embossed it. This was a paper one. This here is all like polyfilla, but I kind of made some homemade stuff. So I used I put it in my polyfilla container, but it's homemade stuff, and I just kind of threw it together, and I didn't even use a recipe, I just threw it together. We'll see how long it works for. And there's again the paper. I just ripped it out of that paper. Cherish. Layered paper, polyfilla, and alcohol inks on here. I sprayed this part with alcohol ink because I wanted to do the polyfilla. I didn't want to paint it too much. And I have just kind of sponged a bit of gold all over. Yeah, so this is paper up here, this sparkly head piece sparkling in it. Oh, and then this black here, all over here. You can see the swirl, that's a stamp. And then here's another one, and I know the colors are a little bit different because it's like brighter and then all this darkness, but this was paper I got from a swap right here. And I really wanted to use it, and I added alcohol inks to it, and it really did a really great color on it. And again, that stencil I used with the polyfilla, and I used tissue paper, and I put these dandelions down, and here's a piece of cardstock with my finger pointing to my sign. So that's that one. These ones were 2 cards like this. As you can even see that the petals are matching right here. Right here. And I just used my big dandelion or daisy stencil here and added the polyfilla, and that was it. And then I did it on a piece of scrapbooking paper and did alcohol inks and oops, upside down. Here's Your Friendship is Like a Song of Spring again, and I did the suede brown for the little bird, which in the gold highlights and everything. I thought that was awesome. I painted the gold onto here, and that was that one. So, and this one again is this Your Friendship is Like a Song of Spring again, because I mean it's a good little thing, and you could just do so many different. This is a type of almost like a hummingbird or something like that. And it was missing something up here, so I added the string, and I painted it gold. I had just slipped a piece of paper in there that painted gold after I glued it down. Like I tied the knot, glued the knots, put the paper in there, painted it gold, painted black. Again, Your Friendship. Oh yeah, that one's I just showed you. So again, that's it, guys. Thank you. These are all the ones I have here that stayed with me so far, and I've made a few and sent them out, but I'm kind of addicted to them, and I have lots of paper that I'm going to be making. There's some of buildings here, and this is how they usually start off. This is where actually I have a bunch of them in here that I just showed you that are made with this paper. I'm going to make one with this one. This is my clown type of circus paper here, so I'm going to make some with that. These are 2 backgrounds ready to go to make one with, and I know this is a background. This is my polyfilla. These were 4 of these. As you can see, they match together. 4 of these, and I've already used 2 of them in here. This one is a part of this. If you were to put it together, make a puzzle. And another one that's right here. This one. That's if you were to put it together like a puzzle. And I'll show you like this. I gotta get going. This is one piece of paper that I made purposely like this for an ATC, and I cut it apart. There's 2 of them made already, and these 2 are waiting to be made. So that's how I do it. See how they match up? This is, see, that's what it is. So thanks guys, I'm going to let you go, okay? Bye.